Hello everybody, it's Barry about my tractor. Been working on my little Farmall. Last time you seen it, I had took apart transmission out of it, final drive off of it. A lot of pieces laying around the shop waiting on bearings and seals and gaskets and such to get here. Made a little progress. I'll turn this camera around and show you the tractor and where we're at on it. And there you go. It's come along pretty good. I've done a lot to it. Bought a new seat, steering wheel. Didn't buy a battery box, but I made this deal right here and bolted on up under there where the other parts were. This little rod here, I bought that at Tractor Supply and just bent it, wrapped it around a 3/4 inch bolt, cut it and bent it and drilled a little small hole and put a car key in it. Gearbox is leaking oil out the bottom seal, so I ended up just pumping it full of grease. It doesn't have particularly a lot of slack in the steering wheel, but I don't know, maybe one of these days. That's a pretty good little job. It's not taking the whole front end off the tractor. And like an old boy told me, he said, hey, fill that thing full of grease, it'll last forever. Well, you know, that's good enough for me. Put a 1-wire alternator on it. Made this little bracket right here to support it. There's a big bolt comes in the front side right there, and then it's got another bracket that goes back to where it was originally bolted on. It supports on this side and that side, so that seems like it's very secure. This is the original bracket on top. I may shorten it, maybe take 1.5 inches or something off of it. I don't know. It just seems like it sticks out a little further than I like it to. But there you go, it works. No problem, may leave it alone, I don't know. If I can get me a new hood for it, or maybe do a little better job straightening this out, I can see getting some paint on it pretty quick. It needs tires real bad. Really could stand a clutch on it. Just grabs and jerks when you let it out. Other than that, I mean, it's not slipping, so there you go. I'm able to work it. This little bar here was bent in, actually hitting the air filter. I had this great idea. I was going to straighten this thing, and it broke before it straightened. So I ended up actually making a little sleeve, and I welded it back together, and then I drove this sleeve over it, and then I welded the sleeve around it. So, you know, I don't know if things happen. That right there really needs a lot of attention, but it's just wore out right in that point. My disc, worked on it yesterday. These two bars right here, this one, they were just bent up, and somebody had put maybe spacers, maybe a good inch and a half of spacers in between it, trying to shim it back down and get it level. Well, I got in there and put a little heat on it, got me a long old piece of heavy angle iron I had and fastened to it, and was able to pull it down, just get it level all the way across the back, and got everything lined back up and working. Got everything greased, got all the bearings working good front and back, spinning real easy. This old disc is wore down a good bit. It needs replaced. The two outer ones are the ones that's wore out the most, but I might find some more for it. Some of the things I fixed on it. This little old deal right here where it threads on was stripped out and would slide up and down that shaft. And somebody already welded the end of the shaft. But I put a washer on it and welded it. And so it couldn't come off this side. Well, I ended up finding a piece of steel. I took it apart and slid it over it and run me a bead around it, and was able to fix that. Got everything loosened up and working. I don't know. Made me a nice little step for it. Just out of some stuff I had. That's just a piece of angle iron I found back here in a pile of stuff. And this actually is a drawbar, like you'd put in a trailer hitch, you know, back in the truck. This is a little step that I don't know what I cut it off of, but I cut it off something years ago, and it's just laying around here, and I thought, well, it's got a nice tread on it, and it does. It's a good height. If I got my sweets and my lift arm on there, you don't need a step, but when you get everything off of it, that's a pretty good little step without anything in between. But anyways, that worked out pretty good. I got everything greased. Those little rubber pieces that go around here on the tractor. There's somebody that sells them too. I may buy them at $5 or $6 a piece, but I don't know. It'd help keep the dirt out and help keep the grease in. My planter, fertilizer, I got them. I put them all on, got them all working, took everything apart, cleaned all this stuff up, got some grease in them, some new grease fittings, such as that. Just a bunch of little things I've had to take care of. I need to put the weights on, but I kind of like to get them tires that I want for it on. If I could find me a good one to go on the left side, I'd probably go ahead and run this one over here. It's a good tire. It's a bit dry rotted, but it's a good tire. I do not like them car tires on the front, but hey, you know, that's what I got right now, so that's what I'm using. Well, let's see. Let's go over here where my sweeps are. I got my sweeps on, got all everything on, fastened up. I drug it through some dirt just to see what it'd do. Done well. Can't complain about that. And over here's the turn plow. Worked on it. Placed the bolts in it. Kind of tightened it up some. It was just, everything was just flopping around on it, you know. These are 4 bolts right here. The other bolts was just literally wore out. But anyways, I replaced them with some new ones. This here's just way too long. But anyways, found these little solid pieces to put in here. The adjustment, there's an adjustment on this side. Kind of moves that side back and forth. And the washers just kind of want to pull up into the adjustment slot. Like everything needs straightened on these old tractors. I run across went to the estate sale the other day, run across this old bush hog. It's a bush hog brand. It's all there. I got no deck on it. I don't know if you can see that in the video, but that plate on that deck's 3/8 of an inch thick. I don't make them like that anymore. This is a bush hog I have from my other tractor. What's that? Maybe an 1/8 of an inch thick. I mean, I've welded it up, replaced this. But here is a problem I'm having with my fertilizer. Where is that part? I'll show you what I'm dealing with here. Well, here we go. This will work. Let me show you this. I got these parts off Ag Supply. Well, they sure look like it'd be the right thing. This is the one that came out of it. It's broke, rusted up, seen its better days. Here's the piece of the other one that is broke. And it goes in there, and it fits tight and locks down just like it's supposed to. These here are just too small, and they just slop around. I thought about putting a washer on it to tighten it up, but that actually raises it up some. It don't work out right. Y'all know where I can buy some of those that fit? Or, I mean, my thoughts at this point was just to put this thing in the lathe and, you know, machine this and get me a good surface right there, and machine this out, and then get over there and you know, braze it back together. I don't know, any advice on that I surely would appreciate. I did pick up several of these things at the state sale the other day. I got over there and seen all the cub parts. I asked the old guy about it, and he said, well, he said, hey, we used to have a cub at one time, but there's a barn that had caved in, and that's what I could find kind of close to the edge of the barn. And I just, you know, there's no telling what was in it, but I just wasn't going to risk my life going inside of it. I throwed those out, and there's some sweeps I got for some rear arms I got for a cub. I got that. I got several of those, and I got some of the other stuff out there I showed you. But anyways, I just thought I'd give you an update on the transmission on the 140, and show you how I done put it back together and got it running. You know, get some tires on it. I'm gonna have me a good solid tractor right now. Get the weights back on, and I feel pretty good about the whole deal. I probably got more money in it than I really originally anticipated. There's an old fella up in Altoona, Alabama, had one for sale. Robert's his name. Me and him's kind of, I went up and looked at his tractors. First time I looked at it, but me and him's kind of become friends. Talk a lot. He helps me, knows a lot of knowledge. That's one thing I've run into. Everybody I've talked to has really been helpful. So that's good. And he had a little old 140 for sale. If I had to do over again, that's the one I'd been buying, because I spent I got a good deal on it, but I spent a lot of money getting to this point. A lot more than I would have. I just bought his and then picked up some equipment along the way. But anyways, it's a learning experience. I'm not crazy upside down in it. Money-wise, I got a lot of old man hours in it, but that's been a labor of love, so that's been okay. That's just been okay. Can't complain about a thing. Well, anyways, like I said, this Barry Bama Tractor, just checking in with you guys. Like and subscribe, and we'll do another video when we get a chance. Thank you.